Winter forest is the topic of today's webisode, and Heidi has been so busy making wonderful things. We ask you to come play with us. Okay, before we get into the beautiful projects, I just want to show you what is in Winter Forest. There is the topper set, and that has, of course, the foil die cuts as well as the matching adorable scoreable cardstock. You can make 16 cards, but I know you can make far more than that. There are 30 sheets of adorable scoreable. These are plain colors. There are 10 colors. You get three of every single sheet. Then my favorite, the foiled acetate, and there are 4 different designs. You're going to get 4 sheets of each. Then we also have the inserts. Those are the lighter color patterned papers. These are all A4 size, so you can think of it as 8.5 by 11. And then there's also an 8 by 8 paper pad. So I'm going to be showing you what Heidi has used as we go through the projects. And we're going to start with this one. We're going to get in closer so that you can see it. And it really has a depth to it. And I hope you can see that. So what is happening is that Heidi has taken one of the 8 by 8 sheets, and it happens to be this one. Now you see that this is kind of a scene. Well, this is one of the sheets that's in that paper pad that has this kind of look. There are others with all over patterns and so forth, but this happens to be kind of the scene. And it's important because Heidi has taken one of the acetates and has placed this on top. So you can see the wolves that are down there. Well, you can decide, as she did, she wanted to have those to be able to be seen. So she overlaid this, and I think it's a beautiful look. Now, in that 8 by 8, there are more scenes, so I thought I would just kind of pop them here to show you. And so you can do lots of fun things with the acetate going on top. And there is another acetate in the sheet that looks like this. So you can do lots of fun things, making your own scenes, which is not a bad thing to do. But how did she make this a card, you might ask? Okay, so we've got our regular 6.5 by 5 inch card. The fold is at the top. And then she took one of the adorable scoreables that happens to be this light blue, and she trimmed it to fit on the inside of her card. So the directions, as always, are just down below in the gallery. Then she took that 8 by 8, and she decided what area she wanted to highlight, and it happened to be this one. Cut that down and matted it on the black, which is probably going to be hard to see on this black background, but you get the idea. So she matted it on that. And before she put it on her card, she took the acetate and positioned it where she wanted. Now, how did she attach it, you might ask? Well, she went on the back of this and put foam tape where it would be hidden and simply placed it on top. And then she took a ribbon, and this is a ribbon from our blue ribbon set. And Heidi does this very often, where she will wrap the ribbon around, or you can cut 2 links and tuck the ends underneath. Then she took a button, and this is the Hunkydory button assortment. This happens to be the monochromatic, and you can see that it has the holes for stitching, but she used just a sliver of the adorable scoreable, just like a 16th, just as thin as you can cut it, and just looped it over and just glued the ends at the back, or you can zot them at the back. And then that gets glued to the front of her card, or, yeah, let's see, it is glued or foam taped, okay? Now, the hello is from our 500 Greetings Dazzles, so you can see it's in script. So that comes in black, white, gold, and silver. So the black just goes right there. Very nice to have. So that's the front of the card. On the inside of the card, well, the area that Heidi used is the rest of this. So she used this one for the front. Now you get 4 sheets of every single one, so you've got others that you can play with. And so she used this side on the inside of her card, matted it on the same adorable scoreable, and this time her ribbon is going horizontally. She threaded this smaller button with the same adorable scoreable, a sliver of that paper. And I think it's just a really wonderful look. I love the dimension that it gets. So good job, Heidi, and very clever. I don't think we've had a card quite this way, so really nice. So this is going to be great for really anything, for happy birthday, for thinking of you. It could be a wintry card, or just a hello card, as you can see right there. So that's really nice. Now for her next one, look at that. Whoops, there's my note. Okay, so this tells me to tell you that she took the same 5 by 6.5 inch card, and then she took just the front panel. I know you're distracted by all that pretty shine, aren't you? Well, focus, focus. Okay, so she cut 1 inch off of that side, 1 inch off of here, and 1 inch off the bottom. So then she's got a panel for the front of her card, and you can kind of actually peek into the inside. So this whole is kind of looking together. So she's made it so that this works well with what she's done on the inside, as well as the inside right there. But let me walk you through it. So she has taken another 8 by 8. Let's see. And as I said, there are 4 of each one. So this is the sheet. So again, it's more of a scene, but in this case, that owl sitting on the partial moon is just really what she wanted to focus on. So she has cut that down, matted onto the pink adorable scoreable, and then put that onto the gray adorable scoreable so that everything is going to fill that panel. Then she has used our circles and scallop cutting die, which is just so incredibly versatile. And you can see that she cut out of the pink adorable scoreable. And then the scalloped edge is cut out of the back side of this sheet. So not only, so that's what the scalloped one is, and then she added our Christmas greetings dazzles. Now there's 430 pieces here in the package. Now you might be wondering, now how can you get this look if they're this big? Well, you can do that because, see, those are my notes. There's also what we call tiny dazzles. So it's a mixture of the script and the tiny words. And so the Merry Christmas is in the tiny words. So you get all of those together, which is very nice. And then she tied a bow out of the gold and silver ribbons. And so you get that. This is the velvet glitter ribbon that does not rub off. So that's nice. Now, you know what all those sparkles are. That's our friend Diamond Dust. And this is the 14-ounce container. We do have the 3-ounce container. It is, it's been reordered, so we're expecting it any moment. And I'll just open this up so you can see, because there you go. Now this is cut glass, so, but you don't really have to worry. Well, I wouldn't let children play with it, of course, but all you'll need to do is to take your Cosmic Shimmer Specialist glue, dab it where you want the snow highlights to be. So Heidi did it on the boughs, as well as on the moon, and also on the owl. So then just do that glue, then take your Diamond Dust, sprinkle it all over, press it down, then tap it off, let it go back into the package because you can reuse that excess. And then you've got exactly that. So right away you can see. Now let's go to the inside of the card. And here's what she did. So that same sheet that has the owl has feathers on the back. So she let that cover the whole of the inside of her card. Then she wanted to take another of the, whoops, of the foiled acetate. But you see what happens, because it is kind of a border, this middle area she didn't need. So she simply cut the acetate to be 5 inches tall. and then cut these two pieces and overlap them. That way, that overlap, or you can butt them up to each other, is going to look like you've got snowflakes all around. So that works really nicely. It's going to be attached similarly to the way we did on the front of this card, where we put foam tape behind the foiled areas. Well, in this case, you're simply going to put glue, or you could use extra sticky tape and just place it down, and then you've got the other side right there. So that works really nicely. Now, on top of that, she has placed our 4-inch doilies, and you can really see that she's kind of made a triangle with them, and those just get glued down straight. And because she has used the circle dies on the front, she used them again on the inside. Now, here's what she did. So she die cut the scallop out of the pink. Now the circle is out of the gray. Then she went back to this sheet and cut out just the moon and around the owl and glued them on top. So you can see it's kind of peeking out of that circle. And then meet me under the mistletoe, and then a knotted bow, and then more of the diamond dust. So it just, that silver and the diamond dust are really a wonderful combination. I like how she's got it complete when it's closed and complete when it's open. So nice job. Okay, let's see what we have next. Now this one, we're going to go into the topper collection and see what's going on there. In this case, Heidi has taken several things. The first is this sheet. Now this sheet happens to be from the inserts. It's green, snowflakes on green. There's also snowflakes on gray and snowflakes on blue in that insert pack. So all over pattern, so that's kind of different. So she took this, matted it on the dark green, Adorable Scorable. I happen to have it here. And then matted it again on the lighter green. Isn't that pretty combination? And placed it on her card. Now she allowed the card to be the matte, as you can see, and that just does a really nice job. Then she took, this is the sheet that she used from the topper collection, and she just used the outside circle or oval and the inside oval. Both of them are foam taped. So the middle one, she's just saving for another project. And then she glued the wishing you a magical festive season. And she added, these are the crystal shimmer diamond sparkles. That's quite a mouthful, but you can see that they're clear. And she's got them there. She put them in the middle of the snowflakes. And then she also did a treatment that Heidi is known for, of taking a ribbon and letting it go around the edges of the corners, and then adding a bow on top. And this comes from our collection of our white ribbon set. So you've got everything right there. Okay, let's look on the inside. And here, she's done something that's kind of really fun. So she has taken, this is the Adorable Scorable that's in the topper set. It goes with this. And she's used this part for the inside of her card. You can see how that's right there. Now, she also used for right here, now you could simply just use this and you'd be fine, but she wanted to go one step further and she wanted to have a little bit of dimension. So she cut this part and glued it here, and then she went back to the piece that she used on the front of her card, this one, and cut a strip right there. Then she used the border out of the topper collection to go right here, and then added Christmases here, another of the crystal sparkles, and a little tiny bow right there. So it just adds more of that wonderful silver sparkle from the front to the inside by combining those pieces. Plus, she had already used them on the front, so might as well use them some more on the inside, don't you think? Isn't that a striking card? And that's what Winter Forest is. There is a feminine sheet And you can see all of that at paperwishes.com on the product page. So just type in winter forest and it will take you to it and you can look at that video. One more card, and here it is. Now this is a smaller card, as you can see. It's 4 3/4 inches. And what Heidi has used is this piece out of the Topper collection. There's the feminine one that I was talking about. And this stocking is what she's used. And so she has placed that there. She foam taped it onto the pink Adorable Scorable, this one, and then glued it and matted it on the gray, and then placed that on her card front. Now, she really didn't need to do very much, but Steve, can we get in closer? Because I want to show you one thing that I think is really very nice. And you can see the edging. That is not foiling. Those are dazzles, my friend. Yes, they are out of the Thin Line Dazzles, one of our best-selling packs. Black, white, gold, silver. There are 250 Thin Line Dazzles, and you can see it just adds a touch, and it certainly supports the foiling that's in the toppers, doesn't it? Now the Joy, that comes from that same Christmas collection that had tiny words and script words. Joy is obviously one of the tiny words. The Bow, well, the bow comes from our light pink ribbon set. So there it is. Inside of this card, we're going to open it up, and I want to show you. She used the insert paper, and the insert's always kind of a ghosted back image of the toppers. And so she's used that. She matted it on the pink and added the tiny Merry Christmas and another bow, and again the Thin Line Dazzle. So again, everything supports the front of the card. And I think it's really nice to have this smaller, very colorful, and all that foiling, and then inside to have it ghosted back and a little bit larger. Just a really nicely done coordinating effort, as we would expect from our Heidi. So that's what Winter Forest is about. You can see the art in the 8x8, also in the topper, and then all of that adorable scorable that I kept talking about, and the wonderful foiled acetate, as well as the Winter Forest inserts. All of this is, and my notes down there, is what's in the collection. It's what's in the Money Saver. Let me know in the comments how you feel about these. Do you like the unique look on the cards? Because we love bringing them to you, but we want to know what you think. Now be sure to look on the right side of your screen. You'll see the Money Saver. Might as well save a little money while we're at it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please come over to paperwishes.com. Click on the Webisodes and you'll see not only the video that you've just watched, but you'll see the Money Saver. And down below you've got all of the instructions, complete instructions for the front of your cards as well as the inside. I hope you like the fact that the designers do the inside of the cards and are giving you complete written instructions. I really appreciate it. Well, thank you so much for joining us as we are into our winter collection of our forest papers from our friends at Hunkydory. Bye-bye.